evening, bringing the latest news for tonight. I am KRIZZA Lopez and this is Eurotv News Thread. The details on our broadcast. The Department of Foreign Affairs has rejected what it called coercive remarks from the Embassy of China in Manila over potential job losses as tensions between the Philippines and China continue amid disputes in the West Philippine Sea. More details on this report.
The Department of Foreign Affairs has pushed back against the warning issued by the Chinese embassy regarding the possible impact of tensions between the Philippines and Beijing on millions of jobs. The DFA emphasized the Philippines' commitment to cooperation with all countries, whether in the economy, culture, or other areas. It said cooperation is valued, especially when it brings benefits to the Philippines and the Filipino people. However, the agency strongly objected to the tone of the Chinese embassy statement regarding its impact of jobs. It said the remarks appeared to be coercive or retaliatory for not agreeing with certain forms of cooperation. Because of this, the DFA once again urged its counterpart agency to exercise responsibility and maintain a peaceful tone in public discussions. The agency also assured its sincere commitment to peaceful dialogue and strengthening bilateral relations between the Philippines and Beijing. Earlier, the Chinese embassy in Manila warned that the proposal by some Philippine senators to declare Chinese ambassador to the Philippines, Jing Quan, persona non grata, could harm economic relations and lead to the loss of millions of jobs for Filipinos if ties between the Philippines and China deteriorate. Tensions between the two countries have persisted in recent years due to the development in the West Philippine Sea. These include incidents during the Philippines' resupply missions and the presence of Chinese vessels in areas within the country's exclusive economic zone. This is KRIZZA Lopez for Eurotv News.
Former Department of Public Works and Highways Chief Manuel Bonoan has filed a counter-affidavit before the Department of Justice in response to plunder complaints linked to alleged anomalous flood control projects. Shai Morales with the report.
Former Department of Public Works and Highways Secretary Manuel Bonoan filed a counter-affidavit this Monday, February 17, over the plunder complaints filed against him by the National Bureau of Investigation related to his infamous connection with the anomalous flood control projects. Bonoan confirmed the filing of counter-affidavit as he submitted it in front of the Department of Justice or DOJ. However, he did not further elaborate the legal defenses in the document. The plunder charges involves high-profile individuals such as former DPWH Undersecretaries Maria Catalina Cabral and Roberto Bernardo, former Regional Director Gerard Opolencia, and former Bulacan District Engineer Henry Alcantara. Senator Jinggoy Estrada is also set to file his own counter-affidavit to DOJ in February 23. Bonoan also confirmed his plan to fly back to US to assist on the medication of his wife. That is despite having his name on the Immigration Lookout Bulletin Order, or ILBO. An ILBO permits authorities to monitor a person's movement but does not prohibit them from traveling. To recall, Bonoan went back to the Philippines from the US to face the charges of plunder against him. Meanwhile, the Manila Regional Trial Court Branch 52 issued a precautionary hold departure order, or PHDO, against Bonoan, Estrada, Alcantara, and Bernardo over the same reason of the alleged involvement in the anomalous flood control projects. DOJ spokesperson Attorney Polo Martinez also clarified that the court has the only authority on restrictions of traveling through a PHDO. This is Shai Morales reporting for Eurotv News.
The Philippine Army has ordered a general court-martial against Colonel Odimongao over a viral social media post withdrawing support for President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., citing alleged disrespect toward the Commander-in-Chief. Henry Nicolas has more.
The Philippine Army on Monday said that Colonel Odimongao will face a general court-martial after his viral post on social media withdrawing support to President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. According to Commanding General Lieutenant General Antonio Navarrete, he already approved general court-martial proceedings to try Mongao for alleged violation of Article 63, which penalizes disrespect toward the Commander-in-Chief. The law mandates that any soldier who disrespects the President, Vice President, Congress, or the Secretary of National Defense may face dismissal from the service.
It is, siyempre, Article of War yun. 63, disrespect. Ang ano doon is yung disrespect to the President.
On January, Mongao has been relieved from the service as commander of the Training Support Group under the Army's Training Command, an organization that maintains strict standards for its personnel. The military leadership emphasized that discipline and loyalty to the chain of command remain the foundation of the institution. If found guilty, Mongao could be discharged from the service. Additional penalties may also be imposed depending on the final decision and orders of the court-martial based on the severity of his statements and actions.
Those are speculations na pinapatahimik natin. We have our standards as military, part of the military organization. No? Yung kay Colonel Mongao, he did his statement disrespecting the President. He is still part of the organization, and ginawa niyang pagbigay na nawala siya ng confidence. No? So he has to face this an investigation for this.
Mongao was on his New Year's break when he posted his social media statement. He was immediately placed under the custody and surrendered in training command for an investigation. Mongao has been in the uniformed service for 34 years. This is Henry Nicolas for Eurotv News.
A proposal to abolish the travel tax is gaining momentum in Congress after Senator Kiko Pangilinan filed a bill seeking to ease the financial burden on Filipino travelers. Mia Layagin brings us the details.
In aim of easing the burden and expenses of Filipino travelers, the abolishment of travel tax is being pushed in the Congress. Through Senate Bill No. 1843, Senator Kiko Pangilinan expressed support in the cause of abolishing travel tax, which he deemed as an economic burden for Filipino travelers. Presidential Decree No. 1183 and Tourism Act of 2009 implements fixed tax charges of 2,700 pesos for first-class passengers, while 1,620 pesos for economy class. Pangilinan underscored that this tax is a big cost burden to Filipinos' exercise of their right to travel. Through the lowering of international costs, Pangilinan emphasized that this will boost passenger volume, increase cost on transportation, accommodation, food and services, and has a positive impact in the economy. The senator added that the program sustained by travel tax should be included in Department of Tourism's Tourism Infrastructure and Enterprise Zone Authority budget. Last week, House Majority Leader and Ilocos Norte Representative Sandro Marcos filed a similar bill before the House of Representatives. Since then, the abolishment of travel tax have been included among the priority measures of Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council or LEDAC. On DOT's end, the agency understands if the lawmakers seek to abolish the tax, but recognized as well the benefits of travel tax collection in terms of tourism development. DOT Secretary Maria Cristina Frasco noted that majority of the collection from travel tax are used to fund tourism infrastructure projects along with other programs.
Yung travel tax is a creation of law by way of the Tourism Act of 2009. 50% po nito ay pumupunta sa KRIZZA para sa pag-suporta ng tourism infrastructure, kagaya na lang po ng mga tourist areas, yung waiting areas, visitor centers, jetty ports, and the like na nakakatulong sa ating mga LGUs. At 40% po nito ay pumupunta sa pag-suporta ng tourism education kasi napupunta siya sa Commission on Higher Education. Yung 10% naman ay pumupunta siya sa preservation of our heritage structures all over the country.
While DOT leaves the decision before the Congress, the agency is aware that this will have a big impact in tourism projects. If indeed abolished, Frasco said that they shall advocate that the government should fund the programs initially supported by the travel tax collections.
Should they deem it necessary to remove the travel tax, we will continue to advocate that government must fund tourism infrastructure because the World Economic Forum indicates that the Philippines ranks at number 69 out of 117 economies as far as tourism infrastructure is concerned. Up to the moment, 69 of 117. And if we deprive fund full tourism infrastructure, which comes from travel taxes, then we will not have any hope of improvement as far as tourism infra is concerned. So that would be our ask, that there will be a designated fund for tourism infrastructure.
This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
The Department of Education says no final decision has been made yet on the proposed shift to a trimester system for school year 2026 and 2027 as consultation continue amid concerns from lawmakers and teachers. Vanessa Cleofas has the details.
The Department of Education or DepEd has not yet released a final decision regarding the proposed shift to the trimester system for the 2026 to 2027 school year. This clarification came from the agency following public and lawmakers' concern, particularly regarding the shortage of classrooms and the welfare of teachers. According to DepEd, the proposed trimester system is still under careful study and consultation with experts. All recommendations from stakeholders, education officials, and others are being considered before any decision is made on its implementation. Under the new system, if approved, the school calendar in public schools would be divided into 3 academic terms. First trimester in June to September, September to December for second trimester, and third trimester for January 2027 to March. This would be equivalent to 201 school days. DepEd said that the current curriculum and subjects would not be affected. The system is intended to help students focus more effectively on academic activities within the school. Education Secretary Sani Angara previously stated that the trimester system aims to achieve a more comprehensive school calendar reform, improve the quality of teaching, and reduce teachers' workload. Senator Bam Aquino added that the DepEd does not need a law to implement the plan, only an administrative order. However, the proposal still requires the approval of the majority, especially the teachers. Meanwhile, the Department of Education continues to hold a consultations and publicly shares the timeline to keep the public informed. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, or LTFRB, has intensified inspections of bus and PUB terminals nationwide, issuing 116 show-cause orders to operators over unsafe and substandard facilities. Graciela Corazon for the details.
As the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board or LTFRB continues ongoing inspection of bus and public utility vehicles or PUV terminals against dirty and dilapidated facilities, up to 116 operators have been issued SCOs and notice of violation. This is in line with the directive of Department of Transportation or DOTR Secretary Attorney Giovanni Lopez, who assured that the agency's nationwide crackdown will continue to compel terminals managers and operators to comply the government standards for comfortable and safe service to commuters. According to LTFRB Chairperson Vigor D. Mendoza, they have inspected 243 bus and PUBs terminals nationwide. Of this number, the agency has already issued 116 show cause order or SCOs and notice to comply for various violations. Among the violations identified are lack of proper facilities against heat and rain for passengers waiting at the terminals, the lack of comfortable rooms, most of which are broken and unusable, and crop of spaces. Additionally, there is deficiency in security measures and inadequate accommodations for senior citizens and persons with disabilities or PWD. Mendoza added that there are still some terminals that are charging fees for using the comfort room, which he said it is a clear violation and lack of concern for passengers. The Secretary also emphasized that the operation is in accordance with the directive of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to ensure the welfare of commuters. He said he will continue to monitor the regional offices of LTFRB to ensure the conduct of random and surprise inspections. Based on LTFRB data, the most terminals were inspected in Metro Manila with 40, followed by Central Luzon and Northern Mindanao with 30, and 27 in Calabar Zone. This is Graciela Corazon for Eurotv News.
The Bureau of Customs says it seized more than 61 billion pesos worth of smuggled goods in 2025 as authorities ramp up efforts to crack down on illegal trade and file charges against dozens of importers and brokers. Mia Layagin returns.
Amid Bureau of Customs' intensified crackdown against illegal smuggling in the country, the agency apprehended smuggled products amounting to 61.707 billion pesos in 2025. From the anti-smuggling operations from January to December 2025, BOC nabbed the 28.47 billion pesos worth of smuggled various commodities. The second highest was counterfeited goods amounting to 17.72 billion pesos. BOC also confiscated 5.63 billion pesos worth of dangerous drugs, 4.40 billion pesos smuggled wildlife and natural resources commodities, 1.87 billion pesos worth of cigarettes and tobacco, and 1.08 billion pesos worth of vehicles and vessels. Meanwhile, BOC also apprehended millions worth of e-cigarettes and vapes, agricultural products, food products, fuel, currency, chemicals, alcoholic beverages, jewelry, used clothes, firearms, and pharmaceutical products in 2025. This is still aside from thousands worth of smuggled electronics and hazardous wastes. In relation to the anti-smuggling campaign, 40 importers and brokers have been charged by BOC before the Department of Justice from July 2025 until the present. BOC's data reported 14 criminal cases filed against 40 importers and licensed custom broker due to violations of Republic Act No. 10863 or the Customs Modernization and Tariff Act. Among the cases filed are due to unlawful importation activities, including technical smuggling, as well as misdeclaration and under-evaluation of goods aimed at evading tax responsibilities. Aside from the new cases filed, there have been 4 criminal convictions for smuggling cases from the previous years. With this, BOC strengthens commitment and campaign against illegal smuggling activities, as well as into ensuring that involved individuals will be held liable. This is Mia Layagin for Eurotv News.
Agency have signed a 1.7 billion pesos deal to build a rice processing system in Isabela, aimed at boosting buffer stocks and reducing post-harvest losses. Vanessa Cleofas returns for the details.
The Department of Agriculture or DA and the Japan International Cooperation Agency signed an agreement worth 1.7 billion pesos for the construction of a rice processing system in Isabela. It will be managed by the National Food Authority or NFA to provide a larger buffer stock of rice. Part of the budget includes high-capacity mechanical grains dryers, multi-stage rice mills, and grain silos capable of storing larger volumes of rice and other agricultural products. The rice processing system will be built in Kawayan, one of the 3 leading rice-producing areas in the province of Isabela. The facility will help reduce post-harvest losses, improve the quality of rice, and increase production, which will also support disaster relief efforts by various government agencies. Agriculture Secretary Francisco T. Laurel Jr. emphasized that the hub will provide a year-end buffer stock. This is Vanessa Cleofas for Eurotv News.
2 weather systems brought cloudy skies and rains to parts of the country, according to Pag-asa. The Weather Bureau said the northeast monsoon, or Amihan, is affecting Cagayan and Isabela, bringing cloudy skies and rains. This also affects the Ilocos region, the Cordillera Administrative Region, the rest of Cagayan Valley, and Aurora. Meanwhile, Metro Manila and the rest of the country experienced partly cloudy to cloudy skies with rain showers or thunderstorms caused by the easterlies. Pag-asa said the effects of these weather disturbances may trigger flooding and landslides in the areas experiencing severe weather conditions. No low-pressure area was observed inside or outside the Philippine area of responsibility. The suspects in the deadly shooting during a Hanukkah celebration at Bondi Beach has made his first court appearance in Sydney, facing multiple murder and terrorism-related charges. More details from Son Santiago.
The gunman who carried out a deadly mass shooting during a Jewish Hanukkah celebration that killed more than 10 at Bondi Beach in Australia has made his first court appearance. According to international reports, the 24-year-old Navid Akram, currently in the custody of the Goulburn Correctional Center, appeared via video link before a Sydney court. He is currently facing 59 charges over the December 14 shooting at a Jewish Hanukkah gathering, including 15 counts of murder, 40 counts of wounding with intent to murder, and a terrorism-related offense. It can be recalled that the attack was carried out with his father, 50-year-old Sajid Akram, who was shot dead during an encounter by police during the crime. The brief court session focused on procedural matters including the continuation of suppression orders protecting victims' identities. Australian news outlets shared that Akram spoke only to acknowledge he understood the proceedings. Meanwhile, his defense lawyer made it clear that the case is still in its early stages. The lawyer also said that he has not spoken yet to his client about the attack. He indicated that the defense has yet to receive the full brief of evidence and that no decision has been made regarding a plea. The matter is expected to continue in April. Meanwhile, a policy plan made by Liberal Party in Australia has been leaked that proposes a ban on immigrants from several countries with terrorist-controlled regions, including the Philippines. It can be recalled that the Philippine government have confirmed that the father's son in the deadly shooting had visited the country before their attack. This is Son Santiago for Eurotv News.
PBA star Junmar Pajardo continues to dominate the Philippine basketball scene, clinching the Ramon Fernandez Finals MVP and leading the San Miguel Beermen to another Philippine Cup championship. Meanwhile, Filipino gymnast Carlos the Golden Boy Yulo was named Athlete of the Year for the second consecutive year following his medal-winning performance on the international stage. Kyle Basa has the sports news.
This is for your Philippine sports news today. Carlos Yulo was awarded as the Athlete of the Year for showcasing his talents on the international stage. He claimed the trophy at the Philippine Sports Writers Association Awards Night last night.
This serves as his second straight time that he was awarded as Athlete of the Year. This achievement was because of winning in the international stages in the year 2025. His latest achievement is winning the gold medal in vault and bronze medal in floor exercise in the previous FIG World Artistic Gymnastics Championships. Kaloy was delighted to see his fellow Filipino athletes getting the honor that they deserve.
I'm just really grateful po and happy. Dumadami po yung mga